everybody. Good morning, and thank you very much for joining us for today's Final Expense Monthly Monday. Today is Monday, August 5th, 2019, and my name is Matt Alina. I'm the Final Expense Manager here at URL Insurance Group in the Life Markets Department. Every Monday, or the first Monday of every month, or the first working Monday of every month, we do a webinar strictly for Final Expense. And we talk anything and everything about final expense, and to help those of you who are maybe on the fringes and you're really not doing final expense and you're considering getting involved. It's also designed for people who are involved in the final expense marketplace and you're looking to grow and looking for what's the latest and greatest in the final expense senior life marketplace. We try to do these webinars and try to do them within about 30 minutes because we know your time is valuable, and so you want to be able to get on with your day. And Mondays are typically a day where you kind of gauge and map out your week. So this is kind of a way for us to get in front of you and connect with you so that you can utilize some of these tools and resources that we have as you go throughout your week and your month. And hopefully you're hitting your sales goals. And if you're not, we have some ways to help you do that. So our agenda for today, we always have new callers or new people on our webinars. So I do want to go into just the final expense sales program here at URL. I do want to talk about our lead program and our lead subsidies and how to get started. Then we're going to get into some more of the meat and potatoes of this, and we're going to get into a company spotlight. We're going to highlight a company for the month of August. We're also bringing on a new final expense carrier, so you're going to be the first to know it's not ready to go, but I do want you to be aware of it. I'll also provide you some sales tips, agent bonuses, and incentives. And then, of course, it's an open forum. We want to hear from you. We want to know what's going on. What are your successes? What are your failures? What are your challenges in the industry? So let's get into it. First, we're going to talk about our final expense program here. And what we do is what we say here is we have the playbook for success. Basically, we're your final expense coaches. And when you partner here with URL Insurance Group, we provide you with the sales materials, and that includes scripts on how to set appointments, what to say at the appointment, how to close a sale, agent guides, online quoting. You have all of these resources when you partner with us. We have proven turnkey marketing programs, especially for you Medicare producers out there. Medicare producers, it should be a well-known fact that the clients that you're helping, the senior clients that you're helping with Medicare, some of them, not all of them, some of them are in the same circle of, in that same circle of people who are needing a final expense life insurance policy. When you work with us, we do one-on-one training. We have seminars, webinars, similar to what you're experiencing right now. We also have some really nice, flashy consumer materials, brochures, memorial books, different turnkey letters, where all you do is just copy and paste it onto your letterhead. We have numerous lead resources. And with final expense, if you're not familiar with the final expense marketplace, final expense, the lifeblood of this is referrals and leads. So if you have lead resources, great. If you have a good referral base, that's also good too. Now, for those of you who are spending money on leads and marketing, we do subsidize your lead costs and your marketing costs based on your production. We have a whole host of carriers that you can choose from. And when you partner with URL Insurance Group, you're maintaining your independence. So you get to determine the carriers that you're going to sell. And I don't recommend getting contracted with all of them, but these are some of the most competitive final expense companies in the industry. These companies offer level benefit, fixed rates, where the rates will never change on your clients. As long as the clients pay their premiums, they're never going to outlive that coverage. And then for your clients that have some medical problems where they're basically uninsurable, we do have guaranteed issue plans. How do you know who's going to be the best company? Well, we have a final expense quote engine right on our website. At URL, insgroup.com /Aries, and then you'll click on Life Markets Quoting Tools. And then you'll click on Final Expense. I'm circling it now with my arrow. When you click on the Final Expense Quote Engine, it's going to take you to this page here on the left-hand side, and that's where you're going to put the state that the sale is taking place. It's the client's residence state, their date of birth, gender, tobacco use, the amounts of coverage, and then here where it says benefit, you can change that from level to graded to modified to guaranteed issue. You don't need to do anything with this access key. Leave that alone and just click on Get Quotes Now. And then on the right-hand side, it'll take you to the screen. Our final expense quote engine does the shopping for you. Now, like I said before, we don't recommend that you get contracted with all the final expense carriers, but you do get an idea of who our top carriers are, and then the rates. And you'll see that the rates isn't a huge variance between the top premiums to some of the companies that are in the middle of the road, and some of the companies that have really cheap premiums, they have really strict underwriting. So that's why here at URL, we're your final expense coaches. We can kind of go through our agent guides to see which is going to be the best fit for your client. So instead of trying to make a round peg go into a square hole or a square peg go into a round hole, we'll make the product fit your client and not the other way around. Briefly, I want to get into our lead programs, and I will say this, a lot of people who have been established in the final expense marketplace, a lot of them are on vacation, which means there's a lot of leads available. I'm getting contacted on a weekly basis from lead vendors saying, hey, we've got some leads here, not a lot of people are ordering, now's a great time to order. And keep in mind, especially for those of you who want to get involved in final expense, or even in Medicare, you want to work in the senior marketplace. Your leads that you're getting for final expense can transition into Medicare leads, and your Medicare leads can also transition into final expense. These are your leads. They're exclusive leads. So when we talk about our leads, we have different lead choices available. We have direct mail. These are exclusive leads. So you're targeting where you want to target. So you can target in your backyard by zip code. You can do it by county. You can do the entire state. It's entirely up to you. 1,000-piece mailer is going to run you about $460 to $500. It depends on the type of card that you use, the type of mailer that you choose, and where you're targeting. There's also a guaranteed response direct mail. Those are between $32 and $35 a piece. All of these leads are exclusive, so these leads are going specifically back to you. They're not going to you and a bunch of other agents, and you have your own defined sales territory. We also have verified teleleads. The verified teleleads are probably some of our better leads. The direct mail and the verified teleleads are our two popular ones. The verified teleleads are $25 a piece, 10 lead minimum order. The way you would order this, and it depends on where you're located. If you're in a more rural area, you're going to want to give the lead vendor about 3 or 4 counties that you want to target. If you're in a more urban area, you might still want to give 3 or 4 counties. Like if you're in Washington, D.C. or Philadelphia or Pittsburgh, you could just target those areas and there's going to be plenty of leads there available, so you don't have to really cast out a wide net. But for some of the areas like here where we're located in Harrisburg and some of our collar counties, you probably want to cast a wider net so that you get some better leads there. We do have access to Facebook leads. Those are $30 a lead, 20 lead minimum order. And then there's another company that we work with that offers basic teleleads, and those run anywhere from $10 to $15 a lead. And again, you would provide the counties that you want to work, and it's very similar to verified teleleads. The difference between these two companies is that the verified teleleads, it's a U.S.-based company, U.S.-based callers, where the basic teleleads, we have a couple of vendors that we work with that their callers are not based out of the United States. But these leads are never resold. They are defined. You have a defined sales territory. They're exclusive, so on and so forth. So, and they're your leads. They're your leads. They're not going into my hands. They're going directly to you. Now, based on all these prices and your production and stuff like that, we subsidize your lead costs. So for Gemini Partners, you know who you are on the call today. For Gemini Partners, we give you $80 for every $1,000 of placed final expense annualized premium. We annualize that premium. We give you $80 for every $1,000. For our standard partners, we didn't forget about you. You get $50 for every $1,000 of placed, paid, annualized premium. For an example, if you're a Gemini producer, you did $5,000 during the month of August, you're going to have a $400 lead credit. Our standard agents, you're going to receive a $250 lead credit. So we're still helping subsidize those lead costs. So how do you get started with URL and our final expense program? It's very easy. It's very simple. 1, 2, 3. First step, select the carriers that you want to represent. Step 2, submit the contracting. We already have your licensing flash packet. You've already done half the battle there with getting the contracting. 3, order leads. By the time we're processing your contracts, and depending on the state that you're in, leads and all of the sales materials, that'll all come into your pocket around the same time. So you should be all set and ready to go. And then for those of you who are fresh to URL, and new to URL with final expense, we have our final expense fresh start bonus. So we're going to give you an extra $25 in addition to the lead credits that we're providing. We're going to give you an extra $25 per placed final expense application during your first 60 days. The minimum annualized premium in order to qualify has to be $500 annualized premium. You can still qualify for the lead and the lead subsidies. It's for the first 60 days that you work with URL. And the way we look at it is you're either new to URL or you haven't submitted business with URL, final expense business, in the last 2 years. So now moving on to the meat of our presentation today, we do have our company spotlight. And this month's company spotlight is Oxford Life. And for those of you who are on our call today, about a week or so ago, you probably received an email from me talking about a very quick and easy application process. That's Oxford Life. That's who I was talking about. They have extremely competitive rates. The issue ages are 50 to 85. Now, they only have one simple level benefit whole life product. Either your client qualifies for the plan or they don't. Minimum death benefits $5,000, goes up to $30,000. And you get underwriting decisions within minutes, not within 24 hours, 48 hours, 72 hours, within minutes. For those of you who aren't familiar with Oxford, their parent company is U-Haul. They have a very strong financial backing, and U-Haul is their parent company. So talking about their quick application process, they have a program called NStory. And NStory is a way to get an underwriting decision and approval within minutes. Either the client's going to qualify for their one plan or they're not. You can do it by phone, and with the phone, you do have to complete a paper application, and you do have to get signatures. You'll call a toll-free number, and then after that's all completed, the person on the other end is going to do the health assessment with your client, and then they're going to give you the approval. Either the client qualifies for the plan or they don't. And then what you'll do is scan and email the completed application directly to Oxford to then issue the approved policy. Another way, which is even quicker, now phone, you do have to stay within their time frame. Their hours are very liberal, they're very open, but there are days like Sundays if you happen to run an appointment on a Sunday, you may not be able to get a hold of somebody. That's where the e-app is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So you would complete and create a new application, do the health assessment right there online, submit the e-app, and then within a couple of minutes, you're going to get the approval. Either the client qualifies for the plan or they don't. So the electronic plan or the electronic e-app is a lot quicker and so on. Now, if you're brand new to Oxford, your first application is paper. There's no way around that. I've tried, I've asked, I've requested. It's just how they have their process set up. So once you do your paper application, all applications going forward can be submitted through the electronic e-app. So that's Oxford Life in a nutshell. They have really good competitive rates and really a nice company, great people to work with. If you have any more questions about that, want to see some rates, please let me know. I'll be happy to help you with that. Now, we have a new carrier announcement, and this has been a request for several years from agents in the field because you're running into this competition. So coming soon, keep your eyes peeled for a new carrier coming up here hopefully in the next couple of weeks, and that is KSKJ Life. KSKJ is a small fraternal company. They're based out of Illinois, Joliet, Illinois, and they have probably the best, if not very close to the best final expense rates in the industry. And they're, like I said, they're a very small company. They kind of work at their own pace. But if you're looking for a competitive plan where somebody else isn't going to be able to go behind you and try to have the client switch and go with them, KSKJ Life is really going to be able to shut the door on your competition. So keep your eyes peeled for KSKJ Life. Once URL has all of their contracting in place, then we can move forward. But I just wanted to let you know that we're always looking at different carriers to add to our portfolio that makes sense for our agent partners so that you maintain your competitive advantage within the final expense marketplace and any marketplace for that matter that URL is involved in. So that's coming up here soon, so stay tuned for more information on that. So we're a little more than halfway through the year, and this is kind of a time where we do a little bit of an assessment. Are we hitting our sales goals for 2019? For some of us, yeah, you're having a great year, and I'm very happy for you, excited for you. And then for some of you on the call, you're probably like, it's not going as well as I had hoped. Well, here are 10 ways that you can boost your sales going forward. Now, the momentum that you do in July, August, September, that's going to be that wave that you can ride all the way through the remainder of the year and then get ready for 2020. I can't believe we're already talking about the final quarter. But some of the things to consider and some things that you can do and some changes that you can make to boost your sales. Number one, sell your clients solutions to their challenges. In the life insurance industry in general, a lot of us take for granted that our clients know what we're talking about or that they know what final expense life insurance is when they really don't. Sell your clients the solutions to their challenges. Some of their challenges, and this is just by asking questions and getting to know your client more. What are their hot buttons? What makes them? What are their concerns? What are their challenges? If they were to die today, would they have enough money to pay for that funeral, or are they going to leave it up to their family to figure it out? A final expense life insurance policy can help with that. So you're selling a solution by setting aside just a little bit of money each month and putting it into an insurance policy and paying the insurance premiums. You're able to leave the family a tax-free benefit when that day comes, when they pass away. Manage your time. That is number two, is manage your time. And that's probably one of my biggest challenges is time management. You get so consumed by either answering emails or voicemails, making phone calls, that we're not really blocking time. Block your time. Set aside a time that this is when I'm going to answer emails. This is when I'm going to make my prospecting calls. This is when I'm going to make my follow-up phone calls. Manage your time appropriately. Number three, always be prospecting. You know, you heard the ABCs of sales, always be closing. This is always be prospecting. Always be looking for that next opportunity, that next sale, whether it's through referrals. Referrals are free, everybody. That's just something, you know, it's free. So always be prospecting. Number four, focus on quality. We all have our bad days, but put together a quality presentation, a quality argument as to why the person should do business with you and why they should do business with the company that you're presenting, whether it's Oxford Life or any of the other companies that we have. Focus on the quality. And number five, have a next step. So if you're talking to a client on the phone and you give them rates, or you're at their home and you give them rates and some information, and you say, okay, you know, if you have any questions, give me a call and I'll talk to you soon. You've left it open-ended. Where if you have that next step and you say, okay, I'm going to give you some rates, And if the client says, I'm going to think about it, okay, I'll let you think about it. I'll let you talk to your spouse about it or whomever or your family about it. I'm going to check back with you in 2 days, see if you have any questions, and have that next step. And then when you follow up with them and say, okay, the next step is to fill out the life insurance application or to complete the application process. So have that next step. Don't leave it open-ended. Number 6, set lofty goals. We don't know where we are in our sales unless we have goals, and then we measure our goals. It gives us something to measure. Number 7, kind of like the old Boy Scout rule, be prepared. Be prepared for any challenges. Be prepared when you go on an appointment. If you are getting leads and you call the client to set up an appointment, find out a little bit about their health history. Do some fact finding first. It'll save yourself some time, which is a great way to manage time, but then it also is going to help you with your presentation, and then it'll prepare your argument. They'll say, you know, you have XYZ medical issues. This is the best company that fits your needs. Number 8, provide value. What sets you apart from anybody else that they can be buying this insurance policy? Provide value. Number 9, know your customer, which also is a way for you to help sell your clients solutions to their challenges. Know who you're working with. Know what their hot topics are. Know what their medical issues are. Know what their budget is. And number 10, and this is a big one in my opinion, answer the why. Answer the why. Why should somebody stop what they're doing and answer the phone and talk to you? Why should they listen to you? Why should they let you come into their home to talk to you, or let you talk to them? Answer the why. What are you going to do that's going to be different? So those are some of the 10 ways that you can boost your sales, and it's just some quick, easy changes that you can implement into your daily sales life and your professional life. So as I've gone through this and we've talked about how work hard, play hard, I do want to also give you some incentives. Aside from our lead subsidies and so on, a lot of our final expense carriers have some really nice trips planned for some really strong, solid producers. So here's a list of them, some of the highlights. Foresters has a Greek Island cruise. I'd love to go on that. I like cruises. Greek Island cruises in 2020, $90,000 minimum annual premium, and you're on a private cruise ship. It's a Silver Seas cruise ship, and you're going through the Greek Islands. Liberty Bankers has a Norwegian cruise. It's not the cruise line itself. It's actually a cruise to Norway, looking at the Norwegian fjords, $75,000. Mutual of Omaha, London 2020, $80,000 is the minimum premium to qualify. They invite the top 60 agents. Occidental Life, this is a nice trip as well. In 2020 is Athens, Greece, $85,000 annualized premium. Family Benefit Life, Lisbon, Portugal, for $70,000 2020. One of the things that I was talking to one of the reps at Family Benefit Life, they don't 1099 you for that trip. That's something that you might want to just keep in the back of your mind. For Transamerica producers, the top producers, $85,000 annualized premium, Cancun, Mexico. And then this is a really nice trip, is Western Catholic Union. Again, they're another small carrier that we have. $40,000 annualized premium, Punta Cana, Dominican Republic. And these are all you and a guest. And this is one of those trips where you show up and they wine and dine you for anywhere from 5 to 7 days. So work hard, play hard, and then of course, URL, if you haven't seen our trips announced, we have a President's Club trip for 2020 that's been announced, and that's going to be at the Hotel Bennett, Charleston, South Carolina. It's also, the plans have been in the works here for a while, so keep your eyes peeled for that. And if you are doing business with us in any other capacity, all of the business that you do with us here at URL can get you on some of these trips. So hopefully we can see you on some of these trips with either our carriers or with URL in Charleston, South Carolina. This takes us to our final section of our presentation today, and that's an open forum. I want to hear from you. What are some of your challenges? If you're on the fence about final expense, what can I do to convince you to at least give it a try? How are the leads working out for you? If you're ordering leads from us, how are they working out for you? What are your successes? What are your failures, challenges, whatever you want to call it? We want to hear from you. So if you have any of those questions, comments, concerns, you can ask now. You can type those questions. I'll be happy to answer those questions aloud. If you want to talk to me one-on-one, here's my contact information. Again, my name is Matt Alina, and I am the Final Expense Manager here. My toll-free number is 800-926-8875, extension 141. My direct line, which bypasses our switchboard, goes right into my phone, 717-216-8041. And my email address is matta@urlinsgroup.com. So I have some questions that have come in, and again, if you have any questions, now's the time to ask them, or you could always call me or email me at a later time. Let me see here. So Rich asked, what information is included with a verified telelead? The verified teleleads, the way they work is they will call clients that meet the age and demographic of a final expense sale. Typically, they try to keep it around age 50 as the minimum age, and they try to keep it under age 80, 85, somewhere in there. What they do is they call the phone number, and then they verify that the person is interested in talking to you about life insurance. And then when they're talking to the client, they will get their date of birth and all their contact information, best time to call them. They'll verify the amounts of coverage that they're interested in. And they will also verify if there's anybody else in the household that would need life insurance and who the beneficiaries would be of their life insurance policy should they get it. So that's what they do. They verify that. Now, in terms of the frequency, Rich, when you order 10 leads, 15 leads, they will provide you with the number of leads you've requested. If you want more than the 15 that you've ordered, then you'll need to place another order. I have agents that will place a lead order on a Friday or a Monday for that week. Generally, the turnaround time is anywhere from 48 hours to 72 hours before the leads start trickling in. You're not going to get all the leads all at once. You'll get them as they come in. And what they'll do is, as soon as it's gone through a quality check to make sure that the person didn't say, I'm really not interested, and they've said it a couple of times, I don't want to talk to anybody, I'm not interested. So once they've made sure that they've listened to the recording, usually within about 10 to 15 minutes of that phone call, they're going to email you directly with the contact information, the name of the person that spoke to the lead, and then the name of the person that you'll be calling, and the amounts of coverage that they're interested in getting, and so on. So that's kind of how that works. And if you do have other questions, let me know. If there's any other questions, feel free to ask away. Oh, good follow-up question, Rich. So he asked, so the leads may come in over a 90-day period? No. They're typically, those leads are usually fulfilled within a week. Now, if you're doing large numbers, like 20 leads a week, it may take them a little bit longer. And it also depends on the area that you're targeting. And this is a good point that I should make to everybody on the call today. When you're ordering teleleads are good for more urban areas, where mailers are better for rural areas. There's just a larger number of people that these telemarketer calls can make. But when you're hitting some areas that are very sparsely populated, the ability for them to get you fresh leads consistently is very difficult. But if you're in a large metropolitan area, like a Philadelphia or a Washington, D.C., Pittsburgh, you know where you are. So then you would probably need to, there's a large number of people that they can call. They're not going to have a hard time fulfilling that lead order. So the frequency is as soon as they fulfill that lead order, if you're ready for more leads, we can order that, but it doesn't take too long. Generally, it takes about 48 hours for the leads to start coming in. 72 hours is as high as I've seen it. And then, so you may get, 2 or 3 to, in a couple of days, and you may get another 2 or 3 the following day, but it doesn't take them very long to get those lead orders fulfilled. They have a lot of operators that are there to help fulfill that lead order. So I hope that answers your questions. Again, if anyone has any questions or they would like to speak to me one-on-one, my contact information is there on the screen. 800-926-8875, extension 141, and my direct line is 717-216-8041. So I appreciate everybody's time today. We did cover quite a bit, and we were able to do it in about 30 minutes. So I think we accomplished quite a bit today. So I hope that helps you with your final expense marketing efforts. And I hope to help you reach your sales goals and have a conversation with each and every one of you to help you reach those sales goals and consider doing your business with URL in Final Expense Life. Until next time, thank you very much. Have a great week, a great month. Enjoy the last couple of months of summer, and look forward to working with you very soon. Take care, everybody.